Whether you're an Apex Predator or Shiv's random fill teammate,
Lifeline! Lifeline! Where's me? Lifeline, where's Lifeline? Lifeline!
there's bound to be a few tips and tricks about Lifeline that you did not know. My goal today is to give you that extra advantage to become the best Lifeline main possible. I've sectioned off this video with beginner, intermediate, and advanced chapters, so feel free to skip around based on your progression. And please comment any tips that I may have missed to be featured in upcoming videos. With patches and updates constantly coming out, I'll try to refrain from saying exact times on cooldowns on her abilities in this video. The most updated times can be found in the description. Now with that, let's get into it. Starting off with the basics, Lifeline's kit features two main components, the Doc Drone and the care package. The Doc Drone serves two main purposes. The first is in her passive ability, which allows you to revive teammates without taking yourself away from battle. Annoying to go up against and game changing if on your side. This is my favorite part of her kit personally. Simply walk up to the down player and hit your revive button. That's it. No need to take yourself out of the battle. The second is the tactical ability, which deploys Doc to heal your teammates over time. Some of the best situations for deploying Doc are as follows: post-fight while you're looting boxes, while also healing your shields mid-fight, immediately after reviving a teammate, sometimes mid-fight behind cover, and even in the middle of the open during a close-range fight, which we'll highlight later on in this video. Lastly, Lifeline's ultimate ability is a care package that deploys heals and smart loot to your team. Smart loot, in short, means that the game picks one of your attachments or gear items at random and gives an upgrade one tier higher than your selection. There's ways to finesse the system, and we're about to highlight that here in just a few minutes. While a large portion of the old Apex community is still upset that Lifeline lost her revive shield, her passive is one of my favorites in the entire game, and let me explain why. There's no limit on the amount of teammates you can revive at one time, which means you can revive both players at the same time and even multiple times in the middle of a fight. I recommend allowing a teammate to get behind cover when at all possible to get a clean revive off. However, if you're in the middle of the fight and a teammate can't make it to safety, sometimes it's better to just hit the revive anyway, and here's why. The enemy will have to choose between either A, thirsting your teammate, leaving them exposed to your fire, or B, fighting you 1v1, allowing the revived teammate to get up and clean the kill. Either way, this turns any 1v1 fight into a 1.5 or even a 2v1 situation in your favor. Now, this tip isn't a one-size-fits-all recommendation because sometimes you'll want to play the knockdown shield instead on your teammate, but still, keep it in mind the next time you get into a fight as a Lifeline. And then again, also make sure you're dropping a drone immediately after reviving your teammate, as this gives them the best and quickest chance to get back and help you. The teammate can easily pop a bat and be full health within 5 seconds of the heal drone and the bat being popped. Next up, if you find any ultimate accelerant laying around on the ground, be sure to ping them for your Lifeline. The 35% ultimate increase allows Lifeline to get loads of armor and attachment upgrades quickly for your team. Speaking of, the care package will always give an armor upgrade that is one higher than your squad's lowest. If your team has 2 blues and a gray shield, it will give you a blue armor. If you have 1 purple and 2 blues, it will give you a purple. And unfortunately, the care package does not give out red armors, but instead it gives out gold armors once the entire squad has reached purple. So if you have a fragger player that wants to be running cells instead of shield bats, you have the option to get a couple gold armors for your team. All of that to be said, make sure you find or craft blue armors for each of your teammates before you call in Lifeline's care package at the beginning of the game. That way you have at least 1 guaranteed purple, and to me, calling in the care package for a blue armor seems kinda like a waste. This free armor can give you an advantage in fight as well, providing a free armor swap for your team without having to spend time inside a death box. Now, armors are not the only loot that you can manipulate with the care package. On occasion, you'll see the purple knockdown shield in the weekly crafting rotation, and while it's not as good as the backpack week, we still have something we can do to make this better. If you craft a purple knockdown shield for each teammate, you can manipulate the care package to give a gold knockdown shield on occasion. Now, this item doesn't spawn in 100% of the time, but in testing, it does frequently spawn in a gold knockdown shield if you have 3 purples for your team. And for anyone that knows how powerful a gold knockdown can be, this can really change the tide of any battle, especially with the tips mentioned above about spam rezzing teammates or tapping them in the middle of the fight. I mentioned in the beginning of the video how it might be a good idea to put Doc in the middle of the fight, sometimes even in a wide open area, even if you don't need healing. But that's because the Doc drone does not have a health bar, meaning that it can be used to block bullets in a close range fight. If you're in the middle of the open, you don't have a knockdown shield, you don't have a rock, but you have a close range gun like an SMG or a Peacekeeper, put down Doc and use that as marginal cover to block bullets and give yourself even that tiniest bit of advantage in the middle of a gunfight. Another indestructible feature of Lifeline's kit is her care package, and you can use this in late game situations to provide an extra barrier and get better angles, whether it be on a rotation, whether it be on the edge of zone and you're in the middle of the open. There's a lot of good ways that you can use this coupled with a respawn beacon to provide your team with extra cover in the late game. And this extra cover is yet another reason why it's important to highlight ultimate accelerants for the Lifeline on your team. The care package not only blocks bullets, but it also blocks people. Picture this, you're in an endgame scenario with a team inside the building directly underneath you. There's one door in the ring and another door that allows a safe exit. How can you tip the scales in your favor? Easy. Drop a care package in their doorway blocking the exit. If you get it close enough, they won't be able to open the door, and even if they can bust it down, the gap will be too tight for them to exit, trapping them to die or funneling them through a single exit point for easy picks. Now, this only works in certain buildings because any doorway with an overhang won't let you drop the care package there, but have this in the back of your mind in your next ranked endgame. So there you go, a handful of tips and tricks for Lifeline, no matter your skill or experience level. If you guys know a tip that I didn't mention, be sure to comment it down below. Help out anyone else that's coming to this video for a guide. Please leave a like if you did learn anything from this video and subscribe for any more Apex tips and tricks.